Hello friends. Welcome once again to this, your Blessend Crochet channel. Today I show you a medium to large size woven cardigan. Well, it looks spectacular. Super easy, especially for beginners. So I recommend it. And if it's the first time they see me, well, I invite you to subscribe, are on their Blessend Crochet channel. And I thank you to all those who are already subscribed to this channel. Many, but thank you very much for being part of this great family. We start quickly with the materials. For this project I will use a wool. Let's see. What size is a 3.5mm wool. You can use angel in this case. You can use bicomponent, or you can use any wool you have. Close to home, I am going to measure it so that you have more or less an idea of how long it measures. I'm going to bring it a little closer, so that they can appreciate it well. Look, here we have our tape measure. And it says it is 3.5, let's put it here, it would be 1mm. 2-3 and tells us that it is 3.5. So here I have 4mm up to here. Yes, look, I have the 4mm here. And we see that our wool has approximately 3mm. Yes, it is what measures more or less. For you to take it into account. Now, how is it going to be a basic cardigan? You will be able to do it with any type of material, either thicker or thinner, because everything will depend on to your taste. Yes, then we will measure the chest of the person to whom we are going to knit it. For this we are going to use a tape measure. I am going to leave it on this occasion. Let's leave it good. Everyone will leave it depending on your tastes and needs. But I will leave it on this occasion. To 55-54. 54 centimeters wide is what I'm going to leave it. For this I am going to use a 5mm crochet. That's how I stayed at home. Remember, friends who are going to weave it with any type of material. And all we are going to do is start with a strip or chain stitches, depending on the length you need it. Let's start. Secure my first stitch. And let's knit 1, 2, 3 chain stitches. Here we will have our first multiple. 1, 2, 3, second 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and so I will continue to weave until I get 55 centimeters chain stitches. Up to this stitch I already have 83 chain stitches. Yes, 83. This is my last stitch chain. I upload 1, 2, 3 chain stitches, and this will be my stitch number 84. In chain stitch number 83 I start knitting double crochet. Next double crochet. Next double crochet, and I will continue like this. I will continue then by weaving a double crochet for each chain stitch. I am going to make them to show them in this shade of gray. The first rounds. And then when we continue the rest, I'm going to change the color so that the shade I selected is this one. Look, I'm already working on it, but I show them to you like this so that you can stay at home. Can be observed well. And you can select any shade of your preference. Yes, then I will continue a double crochet for each space until the end. Our entire round. Once my round is over, let's go up with 2 chain stitches. This first stitch, I will not knit it because it is the equivalent of my 2 chain stitches. I move on to this next stitch. And double crochet next stitch. Double crochet next double crochet. And so I will continue to weave. 1 double crochet for each space. Double crochet to the end. I am about to finish my round. I do in the third chain stitch. A double hook. I upload 1 2 chain stitches, twist and repeat process. This first stitch I will not knit it, because it is the equivalent of chain stitches. I move on to the next stitch. Teju double crochet. Next double crochet. Double crochet, and I will continue to weave like this. 1 double crochet for each space. And this is my third round. Yes, our round number 3. I want to show you. I had told them I was going to knit it, so in this color. But what was I going to show them in gray? But since I could already make the color change, let's do the following. This is our last stitch. I am going to withdraw my material. And I'm going to do the color change, as it will be able to be seen with this little gray. Well, let's go to continue with it. Here. I will close my last stitch. With the closure, the stitch is already formed. A chain stitch with double wool. 2 chain stitches, and I'm going to stop by. I'm going to stop by here. On the upside down side this. Watch this part. I will see if it can be better appreciated. In this part, we have our stitch. This one we are going to pass on. You will remember that it is the equivalent of chain stitches. Now I am going to move on to the next stitch. And double crochet. Next double crochet. And I'll be weaving a double crochet for each space. Double crochet, double crochet. Double crochet, and so on until the end of our entire round. Yes, then we will repeat. In this fourth round. What happened in the 2 previous ones did. Or in the 3 previous ones, and we can lose these at the same time that we leave them, only as we are weaving withe thread. I wanted to show you. Without seeing these interruptions, yes, but you can wear it. To lose it here. I am about to finish the round, and I am going to integrate another color. So I'm going to have to withdraw this part and watch. Here at the beginning. Because I lost those little pieces of material. So look, it will no longer be necessary to lose them. Then here in this part 1 close. The stitch, I make a double wool chain stitch. A second stitch chain. Twist, and in this part look at. What we can do to lose those little pieces of material is as follows. This first stitch, I will not knit it, is the equivalent of my 2 chain stitches. Step in on the back. We are losing those little pieces of material that we have left. I double crochet next. Double crochet, I already have those 3 stitches. Then I'm going to make him a chain stitch. I am going to move on to this next space. And remember, losing these little pieces of wool that remain. Double crochet 1. Next double crochet 1 next. Double crochet 1. I close. I secure a chain stitch and move on to the next space. Double crochet without finishing 1 next to next. 3. And close. I make a chain stitch and repeat the next step. Double crochet 1. Double crochet 1. Double crochet 1. Closure is sure. If I make a chain stitch and repeat the same process, we have to repeat it all around, and look how easy it is. I assure. I make a chain stitch. And step 1 2 3. I close. Chain stitch assures us, and this is how it will look like. Here at the end I make sure my stitch I make a chain stitch and go over. Next stitch double crochet. Next double crochet and finally, on the second stitch chain, double crochet. And this is how we have left in this part 1-2 chain stitches. Turn. This is already my round 6. For our round 6 then I'm going to pass me this stitch, because it is the equivalent of the 2 chain stitches. Next double crochet, and I'm going to stop by in this case here. I'm going to take this part. I can't find whether to leave it here, where it is most prudent, or to leave it on this side. I'm going to leave it on this side. I leave a double crochet, and double crochet. I move here to this next space. I ignore this chain stitch. Passo double crochet 1, 2, and 3. I pass this space and here where the stitches come together. Double crochet 1, 2, and 3. And this is how it will look like. The next space happened to me. Look here where this stitch teju 1 is formed. 2, 3 double crochet. I pass the space without knitting. And here I repeat. And this has to be done all round. What do you think, friends? It is really becoming very simple, very quickly for all people. In this case they are beginners. Or also for people who like this design. Who saw it and said, this design is beautiful, looks nice. And it looks easy. Well, here is another project. A creation that I hope you are liking. Is going to be super to weave. And I hope you will help me to share on its social networks, with their relatives, with his friends. And I would like to thank you at this time, especially to all of you, that they always share with me in their social networks and that leave me with a like as support. Thank you very much. I will continue to the end. Here to finish I am going to do my last double crochet. But I am going to withdraw my material. It won't be necessary anymore and I'm going to change the color. I will close then with the color in gray. Let's make a double wool chain stitch. A chain stitch, one more chain stitch, and I'm going to turn. Yes, then we are going to do the same process. Let's move on. And we are going to weave. This first stitch I will not knit it, because it is the equivalent of the 2 chain stitches. I move on to the next one, and so I'm losing these little pieces of wool that we have left. I'm going to knit a double crochet. Look for each space. It's that easy to weave. Double crochet. Next double crochet space. Next. I'm going to lose this little piece of wool. Double crochet mirror. This is how it will look like. And this until the end of our entire round. I think our round number 7 is already here. I will count 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, this is already our round number 7. But we already have the design here. From the bottom. I am about to finish my round. And this last stitch I am going to knit it but without finishing. Double crochet 1. I am going to withdraw my material again. And I will change with color. That we are going to be weaving, yes then. Here change. I close. I make a chain stitch with the double wool. A more twisting chain stitch. And in this case, I will continue to weave a double crochet for each space. Next double crochet. As I did last round. double crochet, double crochet, and so I will continue to weave a double crochet for each space. I'm going to paint as much as I needed this garment. Let's measure it as long as you prefer, until reaching paradise. And once you reach paradise, I am going back to show you how we are going to make the separations and continue to weave this beautiful project. With this, I say goodbye as usual. I really hope you liked it. If you liked it, support me by sharing on your social networks, with your family and friends, in your Facebook groups. And if you would like to know how we are going to continue this beautiful cardigan, I invite you to subscribe so you don't miss it. See you in part number 2 of this beautiful project. I want to show you until this moment what I have already had an advantage of. In total, I have left 61 centimeters long, and look up to here. I have, yes. Then what are we going to do? For people who are making a different size, and for the people who are weaving together with me, the next thing we are going to do is to count all the stitches we have here. All the stitches we will count. In this case, I have 84 stitches. Now at those 84 stitches, all sizes will be 20 less. That we would have 64 left. Yes, 64 stitches. Now at these 64 stitches, it must be divided by 2 stitches. That give us at 32 stitches. So what are we going to do? Let's then count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, and 32 so far. Let's leave for the part from Frontiera, let's leave 20 stitches. 20 stitches that are going to be, I'm going to bring it a little closer to be better appreciated. 20 stitches to be for the neck. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20 so far is the neck part, and it should fit us. Those 32 stitches at the end. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. 26, 28, 30, and 32 stitches in total. Yes, then look at us, we already have our front part. This is the first part of the neck, and again the front part. It's as simple as that. We will continue to weave. So we are going to weave from here. From here we are weaving with a tone. So I'm going to add a little bit more to the color, for it to be better appreciated, yes. Then we make our 2 chain stitches. Remember, this stitch we passed without knitting, because it is the equivalent of chain stitches. Step to the next. Double crochet. Double crochet, and we will be weaving. Double crochet those 32 stitches, yes. I am about to get to where we have our marker. And let me comment before I continue. I have 42 rounds here. I did to him from where he starts. The reason where I made the color change, I am not counting from here on down. I made 42 rounds. I am going to place a marker on it, because I'm going to knit those 42 rounds here. I would start. Would be the first round. Which one is the one I'm running? And I will weave 42 rounds in tune. Navy blue, which is in this case my color I am weaving. And then, I will reapply the motif at the bottom. Yes, then look here. This is as far as I've come. There are 32 stitches in total. And what are we going to do to upload 2 chain stitches? Twist. And we will pass without weaving this next space, to see and bring it even closer. Step without knitting. Next stitch, double crochet. Next double crochet. Double crochet, and I will continue like this. Round troughs round, weaving a double crochet for each space. So if you got 32 stitches, are the 32 stitches. that you have to get in each round. And we are going to do the same on this side. Yes, we are going to knit those 32 stitches and then we come back. We knit 32 again and come back, yes. The same will be done on both sides. And we will respect this part of here, of the center that will not be woven. Then I will advance these 2 lines. And return to continue with the process. And look here, it will be marked. For the front part. I want to show you what I have a head start on. And how our structure will go. Here we have the part of our hips. Then we finish up to the mirrors part. We leave those 20 stitches for the neck part. And we continue to weave 42 rounds on each side. Look at 42 rounds on both sides. To do our part forward. Now I have finished those 42 rounds. Which is the same number of rounds I have in blue, and now we will continue with this part, which is the final part. Or the part of the decoration. Yes. So I already have my 42 rounds here I am going to retire. In this case already my material. I will no longer need it. For the time being, and we are going to switch to gray tone. Then here before the end of my stitch. What I am going to do is to integrate the opposite stitch. Or rather the opposite color. I make a chain stitch with the double wool I will turn. And I make one more chain stitch. Remember that in this part we can do in this case. I will see which is the right one and which is the reverse one. To continue weaving, okay. In this case I will be left with on side. Here in this part. And I'm going to weave a double crochet for each space and at the same time so as not to lose them. And later, we may lose these little pieces of material that we have left. Yes, look. I will not make increases or decreases only. I'm going to knit a double crochet for each space until the end of. Here I have already put 2. I already removed my friend. I'm just starting and I'm about to get distracted, right? And then here I continue. Now yes. Look, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you what I'm starting with. Because yesterday afternoon, in about 3 hours I started knitting the back part. About 3 to 4 hours. And the front part, yes, is how long it took me. So it's going to be very fast. From one day to the next you will already have your project. Yes, they will take approximately 6 years. Approximately 8 hours up the sleeves, yes. So from one day to the next, or at most 2 days, they can already have your garment, this garment. It all depends on the time invested. And so, like I started yesterday. Yeah, Rita, what I am doing is completing only the front part. And I'm going to knit my sleeves, and today my project would remain. Because I was weaving, I did not invest a lot of time, friends. Because he was also weaving a blanket for baby that I will be happening to you soon. Very nice and colorful. Un colores pastel. But it looks very nice. Up to here. And I will withdraw my material. In fact, a knot was knotted here that I am going to withdraw. And before I finish my round, this one I have here, we are going to change the color. In this case we are going to put the light color. I make double. One more chain stitch. And I'm going to turn, I'm going to knit. And at the same time, as I tell you, can lose their bits of material. I'm going to move on to the next stitch. I knit a double crochet. And we are going to count for how many reasons it gives us 3 3. 3 3 3 3 3 and 3, and we would have 1 stitch left over. Okay, then let's leave him in this part. Look, let's leave him. 2 and 3. So we will have a little bit left over. We must agree on this detail. I already have my first 3 hours. What are we going to do? A stitch chain. Next, double crochet 1. Double crochet 1. Double crochet and I secure a chain stitch. I move on to the next space and repeat. Double crochet 1. Next, double crochet 1. Next, double crochet 1. I close, I secure a chain stitch. And I repeat, and so on until the end of my whole round. I am about to finish my round. I'm going to move on to the next stitch, and on this occasion we are going to leave the 4 that are from the edge. 2 next. 3 and finally 4. Yes, on one side we leave 3 and on the other side we leave 4. But there won't be much of a problem, friends, look. Now. Chain stitches next round. Double crochet 4 to 1 on the edge. We already know how to start them. A stitch chain. I pass here to the center and knit 3 double crochet. You will remember how it was woven in this part. Look, I'm going to put so that it can be well appreciated. Yes, 1 2 and 3. Next. 1 2 3 next 1 2. Three and nothing more. Let's go weaving up here from where we made it. Our reason we had already done in the part of the hip. And so I will continue to weave until the end of my entire round. The end of my round. I make the 3 double crochets that are on the edge. But we will not close the last one. To integrate the gray again. Now I retire. And without closing my stitch, I integrate the other color. I close. I make a chain stitch with double wool. 2 chain stitches and I continue knitting. 1 double crochet for each space. Until the end of my entire round. There will be no increases or decreases. Only 1 double crochet for each space, and look at. Once since I finished the round in gray. Look at how this part has turned out. Good, well, here I am going to do my color change again. I can now remove the shade in gray. Change in this pair. I'm going to check the bottom part of it. But I think it was 3 rounds. Yes, there are 3 rounds we are going to leave. In navy blue tone. Will be the same. 1 double crochet for each space. Yes, 1 stitch, nothing more than double crochet for each space. I still change my color with the double wool. There will be no increases or decreases. Okay. So as to lose this little piece of material. On this side. And I start knitting. Double crochet. 1 for each space. To obtain those 3 rounds. I will do the same on the opposite side. We will do the same process. Here on this side of the front. And I'm going back to weave the sleeve part. I want to show you here I already have the back part. The front part. Yes, I finished the part of the reason. Now let's continue. This is the center here. This is the round of the back. I place my marker. And this is the round from the front. I place my marker. And this is the center. The part of paradise. What we are going to do, let's see how much we want to leave width for our cardigan, then let's count. This would be, these rounds are going to be like stitches to knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. I am going to start in this space, which is my round, or my double crochet number 15. Yes, I will start. I take the double wool and make a chain stitch loose. And I start knitting stitch to the 2 chain stitches plus 2 chain stitches. Now in this same space I knit a double crochet. Next, here is where I have the stitch spaces. Hi, and at the same time we lose this little piece of material, and double crochet. Next, I pass 2 double crochets. Next I move on to the next stitch. Dos double crochet. Next 2 double crochets. Next 2 double crochets. And so I will continue to weave until we get to the part where we have the pants. What does the mirror part look at? Yes, in each round I did 2 stitches. Next round stitches. Next round stitches. Next round stitches. And so 1, 2 double crochet. Next one. Y2 1. Time we get to where we have our marker. What is the center part? Knit equal to 2 stitches. Hi, I withdraw my marker. Yora, let's count. The same amount, but on the opposite side. In this case I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28 and 30 stitches in total. Now we are going to count 15 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 rounds. Here I am going to place my marker. That's where I'm going to get to this stitch. Weaving, I can now remove this one I have here. Weaving 2 double crochets per round. 1, 2, next round 1. Two next round 1, 2 double crochet. Next 2 double crochets. To my marking. Once you get here to where I have my Teju marker, double crochet and double crochet. Yes. In total I have 60 stitches. From the middle to the chest. And 30 on the opposite side. Yes, look, here is the neck part. The part of paradise. And this is what I. Now I upload 2 chain stitches. From now on only 2 chain stitches. Step to the next space. This stitch I will not knit it, because it is the equivalent of my chain stitches. I move on to the next stitch. And I start knitting. Double crochet 1 for each double crochet space. Double crochet. To the end, and in the next round we will do a decrease, so that everyone can make the decreases as he needs his cardigan. In this case, yes. Then I continue until the end of the round. There will be no decrease here. Only a double crochet for each space. Once and for all to complete our round. Let's do double crochet. 1 2 chain stitches, twist, and let's do decrease. I'm going to stop by here to see. I'm going to bring it a little closer. To be better appreciated, please look at. I'm going to stop by here. Teju double crochet. And in which it follows. Double crochet 1. Double crochet 1. And close, yes. Here I made a decrease. I will mark it so that you can observe, yes, where my decrease was. Look. Here you can see it. And here we have the 2 stitches that correspond to them. Now I will continue. Double crochet, for each space up to the last 4 stitches, yes. Double crochet 1 for each space. There will be no increase or decrease until the end. I am about to finish my round. I need 4 stitches. I'm going to step first double crochet. Next double crochet 1. And close. And here we place a marker just to show them how it looks. And I continue with the 2 on the edge. This is how we are going to make our decreases. Friends, yes. For this next round, what we are going to do, look at. To see how to accommodate them here. For you to see how the process. Then this. We have just finished as our round number 3. Where the decreases occur. We will make decreases every crocheters. Let's do 2 rounds without decreases, and when we decrease, yes, then look. Passo teju 1 2 chain stitches. Turn, take me. And I'm going to move on to this next space. And double crochet. Here where I had placed a marker on it, I took it off. Because he used it for another project. And here we already have the decrease. We weave only a double crochet. Double crochet, and so I will continue to weave. Look at a double crochet for each space. In this case, I will not make increases or decreases. Yes, I only continue to weave to the end as well. Once I completed my double crochet round, which is already my round number 4, for round number 5 I upload 2 chain stitches. We will still be weaving. First stitch I will not knit it. Because it is the equivalent of my 2 chain stitches, I move on to the next one. And I start knitting double crochet. Equal to 1 for each space. In this round I will not make increases. Nor decreases. I have already finished my round number 5. Yes, look, 1 2. In round number 3 we did the decrease 4 5. And in round number 6 I apply again. The decrease does. Then I make 2 chain stitches. This first stitch I will not knit it. Step to the next double crochet. Here in the following one I leave an undouble crochet. Next double crochet, unlook. I am going to pick them up again. And I close if this is how it will stay. And I continue to weave a double crochet for each space. To the last 4 stitches, which are again of decrease. I show you here I am about to finish my round. And here are 4 stitches to knit, these 2 following. Let's knit double crochet 1. Double crochet 1. And close. And here I pass double crochet and double crochet, yes, and so look at this. This is how. How are we going to continue weaving already in this part? Then let's make him. Remember, only 2 rounds. 2 rounds without increase. A forgiveness without decrease or decreases. 2 rounds without decrease. We decreased in the following. 2 rounds without diminishing. And we decrease in the following one. And so, we will be lengthening as much as we need. This garment, I'm going to paint a little and come back to show you. I want to show you what I have at my fingertips. This is how the part looks like. I will see if it can be better appreciated. Look, here we have the size I have placed it. Here in this part, so 1 marker only. For to be guided. And let's see how many rounds I have left behind. And how many rounds of decrease. That in this case, I have performed. Everyone will customize this part. Some people have slightly longer arms. Or a little shorter. That's why it's always good, very important to customize them, yes. Then let's see. In this case I have 1, 2, 3, I have a decrease. 2, 3. To see. 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. And 9 decreases in total, yes. In total, how many rounds do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And 27 rounds in my case. You can leave him more or you can leave him less, depending on your needs. And yo? I will recommend that, once we are done with what we need. In this case, we close our bottom part and then we do. In this case our decoration does. What do you think? You will tell me if you like the idea or not. But it's easier for me like this. If you decide, then let's leave him. And East, how can you say? 4. Oh heck, I missed the word frenzen. Length or a bit of material. To close with the same. Not to cut. We can make here the. Leave some material that will reach us. As for the sleeve and for the part. Under the armhole. Yes, then we will close. In this way. We arrive at the part of our sisa and continue. Closing this part. Yes then. Let's see. I'm going to stop by where I have this first stitch. And I will be closing. What am I going to do? Look. Here in the middle. Here you can see about half of my stitch. I pass from one side to the other in the middle of the stitch. Here you can see the round, look at the. On the other side. You can also watch the round. So what we are going to do is to close. Halfway. And then here is the beginning of our round. Look from one side and the other. We have the beginning of our round. And we do. There is our closing. Again in the middle of one round and another. I will try to put it like this, to make it easier to see. Then, on one side we place our half of the other as well. And close. Now let's make the beginnings. Here you can see our beginning on both sides. And we close it, and it's as simple as that, we're going to close it. Here we have the beginning, let's go for our half. On the one hand. Of the other. And closes again the beginnings. And I close, look again, here we have the stitch. On both sides we are going to close in half. And the beginnings. Here is one side. The other, and I close, yes. If someone has a different way of closing it, can also do so. But here, look, our rounds are being marked. And so we are going to do it anyway, as it is the same process as well. For the sisa part, look at this same process. I'm going to close this whole part and return to continue here, already with the sleeve process. I want to show you, let's start here in this part. On either of the two stitches. Yes, we are going to start it here in this stitch. I start with 2 chain stitches and move on to the next stitch. Teju double crochet. Double crochet, double crochet. And so, we will be weaving a double crochet for each space around our sleeve. And you can do it separately. And then just close it. But I decided to do it this way so that in the closing part. How are we going to close with a single color? Not to be changing the color. Although I had already shown you girls and I had already shown them how to make closures in different colors, so that the stitches would not be seen. Yes, they will remember those videos. Look where we make the closure and it is not noticeable. In this case, because the color does then. We will continue like this, weaving a double crochet for each space, all around my sleeve. Once the round is over, here in this part we can make our union. We can remove the material. And we are going to make the color change. Let's knit. In this stitch where our beginning was, we make a stitch chain. 2 and in the same space. Right here. Double crochet. In this next double crochet space. Then we have 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to move on to is a chain stitch. First I leave a stitch chain, yes. Let's knit 3 double crochets. Unclose, I secure a chain stitch. I pass the next space. I am losing this little piece of material. 1 double crochet without finishing 2. And 3 I close, secure a chain stitch. And I repeat again. Next space. Double crochet 1. Next double crochet 1. Next double crochet 1. I close, I secure a chain stitch and I will continue to weave like this. This same process. And here I can remove this little piece of material. Once my round is over, I am left with these 2 stitches. Double crochet and double crochet. Closing in the second chain stitch. With a slip stitch I upload 2 chain stitches. I move on to the next double crochet tile space. Next double crochet. And here we are no longer going to chain stitches. Here the only thing we are going to do is to come here to this space and knit 3 double crochets in the same space. Same process as at the bottom. And in the front part, yes. 3 double crochets. Double crochet. And so on until the end of our entire round. I have already finished my round. I make the union. Here we can make the union with slip stitch. Change the color, but it's easier for me this way. We already have here our motif, and let's go for the shade in gray. Same process. Double wool, we make our first chain stitch. We separate simple wool. A chain stitch, nothing more. And we continue to weave. 1 double crochet for each space. And so we have finished our motif. We are going to do after this. Of this round and gray. Let's make him 3 in navy blue as appropriate. I show you I have already made my sleeve on the opposite side. And this is how it looked like. Yes, then look. This is how it looks, very nice. And let's finish in this case this part. And then continue with the edge part. I want to show you up to this stitch. How this project is turning out. We already have the sleeves. Which was already the last thing we needed to complete. In this case, our project. And I'm about to start making this part of here. Yes, everyone decides whether to put buttons on it or not, but let's start. On this occasion at the bottom. I'm going to start here on the back. Here at the bottom. And I'm going to take stitch by stitch. And I'm going to make him a double crochet. Here I start, I'm going to bring it a little closer. Here with the double wool I make a chain stitch. 2 more chain stitches. I move on to the next stitch and double crochet. Next stitch. Double crochet, next double crochet, next double crochet. Here double crochet is the union. Next double crochet and sew. I will be weaving a double crochet for each space. Double crochet. Double crochet, why double crochet? It's as simple as that, yes, a double crochet for each space. I'm about to get to the corner. Yes, to the corner of my project. Well, in these last 2 stitches there are 3. 1, 2 and 3 here. I am going to place 2 double crochets on it. In the same space. I'm going to move on to the next stitch. Dos double crochet. In the same space. And finally here in this. In this stitch we will knit 7 double crochet, 1, 2. 3, 4. 5, 6. And 7 here. This is how it will stay. Yes, look. These are the 2 stitches here. And here I 7 stitches. Good. I'm going to move on to this next space and teju 3, 1, 2. And 3 double crochets. In the same space. Yes, I'm going to move on to the next stitch and do 3, 1, 2. And 3. Now, from now on I only do 2 double crochet ones. And 2 in each round. Here I have my next round. Teju 1. And 2 next round, 1, 2 next round, 1. Two and sew. I will be weaving by myself. Dos double crochet. For each double crochet. Yes, then here in this part we will have the increase. Because how are we going to weave with simple elastic? In this part as it reduces. But I no longer want to make modifications. But knitting round after round, then that's why. That here in this part it increases. Look, in fact it looks here as it is curved. But then it goes to. Do not worry, now I will continue to weave like this. 2 double crochets for each space. Up to the neck part. Look how easy it is to weave. How do you like it? People who see me for the first time. I would like to have your comment left to me. What do you think? The project if you are liking it. If you would like to subscribe to this channel. Remember friends, that your subscription is totally free. And activate the notification bell as well, which appears here at the bottom. Yes, that's how good. I invite you to subscribe and activate that bell, so you don't miss any of my videos. That I always show them to you step by step. So that any of you can start and teach yourself how to weave. Once I finish the part of the button area, here is my sleeve. I'm going to try to make it look a little better. Yes, this is the bottom part. This is the sleeve. And we have already reached the neck part. On this part of the neck we are going to do the following. Try our 2 stitches. Here in this part true. Well, here we are going to knit a double crochet. Not to open that part. I'm going to move on to the next stitch, double crochet. Double crochet, double crochet. And so I'm going to weave a double crochet for each space. Double crochet, double crochet. Until you reach the other side. I will arrange it well. Double crochet. I am about to finish here, look. Then I double crochet here at this stitch. I go to where I have the stitches. Those stitches that are double crochet rounds. I leave 2 following. 2 next. 2 following 2. And so I will continue until reaching the bottom again. But first let me show you what we are weaving. Yes, look, here we have. This is already the neck part. Yes, then we were weaving like this. This part, all this part. This is the neck part, here we have the sleeve part. Then I will continue to weave everything until you get here again. Yes, here is where we have the part of our hips. I'm done with this part. For the part next to it. And I have reached the bottom. I am 3 stitches short. 3 spaces to finish. Is this part, so what are we going to do? Tell 3, 1, 2 and 3. You will remember that these are 2. Only down here there will be 3 left. I move on to the next space, 1, 2, 3. Are 2 spaces of 3 and in which the following. Which is already the one in the corner, we make 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why 7? I'm going to move on here to this next stitch. And let's knit him 2, 1 and 2 double crochets in the same space. Yes, here they are. Now I go to the next stitch and make 2, 1 and 2. And I continue until the end of my whole round alone. With a double crochet for each space, I move on to the next one. Double crochet next. Double crochet next. Double crochet, and so on until the end. And this is how it turned out in the corner. Here I have already finished my round. The next thing to do is to take these first chain stitches at the bottom. So look at the bottom. And I make a slip stitch so that this stitch looks at. I'm going to be a little bit up to highlight me. 2-3 chain stitches I am going to move on to this next stitch. And at the bottom, double crochet. Next embossed stitch. Double crochet next stitch at the bottom. Double crochet next embossed. Double crochet underneath. Double crochet in relief. Double crochet, and so I will continue to weave one down. One up. One below. One up. Then let's go weaving. One at the bottom, look at. I'm going to see if it can be seen. Double crochet next. In relief, double crochet. At the bottom. And so on until we get here to where we have the corner. Will be the same process, even in the corner. But I want to show you how we are going to work. I have already arrived here at the corner part. Here I have a stitch in relief. Corresponds to the following. Take it from the bottom. Double crochet next on top. Double crochet underneath, double crochet. Next in relief. Below. En relieve. Below. Relieve. Below. Above. Below. Above. Below. Above. Below. Above. Below, yes, well, this same process I have carried out. See how it will look like. It is the same process I have done in this part. Then I'm going to do this. All around. All around. And until we get back to where we started. I am about to finish the round. This is in stitch on top. This one is below, then this one is going to be on top of me. If it fits you as it does to me, look at the solution is already underneath. This same stitch is embossed. Above this one below. And what's next, it would already be in relief. Therefore I only take it from the bottom. Slip stitch 1, 2, 3. I pass this space underneath. Because look, this stitch is woven at the bottom. This one can be seen that it is embossed on top. Then let's go weaving for this next round. And the others. We will close the same. And we are going to be weaving now. Here we are no longer going to make an increase, because we are already going to have. Now it will be highlighted. Below. En relieve. Underneath, and so we will be weaving. In this case, how are the stitches presented? Yes, look, this one is at the bottom, I knitted at the bottom. This one is embossed. I it at the top. At the bottom. Above. Below. Above, and in this part we are no longer going to make increases. We are no longer going to make increases here. If someone weaves very tense and needs stitches in the stitch in the center, Here you can make 3 to fit you down. Up down. Up the same stitches down up up down. And now continue knitting with the stitch that follows. Or weave 2 yes. The joke is that you are balancing yourselves. To have one left below and another above in case necessary. If not only, then still, whether weaving or with medium tension, will not have any problems. I am going to lead him, about 4 to 6 rounds approximately. And return to show you what it looks like. Good friends. I show you how the final result turned out. Of this beautiful cardigan. With this I say goodbye as usual. I really hope you enjoyed it. If they liked it, support me by sharing on your social networks. With their relatives. With his friends. In your Facebook groups. See you next and happy holidays.